Hello chess lovers, I have a very aggressive game for you played by Mikhail Tal against Robert Skuja. The game was played in 1955 in Riga. Tal started with d4, knight f6 by Skuja, c4, d6, knight c3, g6, knight f3, bishop g7, g3, black castles, bishop g2, knight d7, white castles, e5, black goes for King's Indian defense, queen c2, rook e8, rook d1, c6, b3, queen c7, e4, a6, bishop a3, white is going to put pressure on this d6 square, c5, d takes c5, knight takes c5, b4, knight e6, and now comes c5, d takes c5, knight d5, knight takes d5, e takes d5, c takes b4, offering an exchange of queens, queen a4, attacking the rook on e8, bishop d7, queen takes b4, a5, attacking the queen on b4. But instead, Mikhail Tal just neglected black's threat. He's not going to move his queen anyway. He just played d takes e6, a fantastic idea. He's sacrificing his queen on b4, a takes b4, rook takes d7, queen c3, e takes f7 check. Look at this. And a bad move by black, king f8. A better move was king h8. If f takes e8 check, then rook takes e8, rook c1, queen takes a3, rook c7. And in this position, black has a very strong move, b3. Probably this was a move which black missed, sacrificing the bishop on g7. By the way, if black tries to save his bishop by playing bishop f6, then after rook h7 check, king g8, knight d2, threatening bishop d5 check. If rook d8 covering the d5 square, then bishop f1, and black king is in trouble. Let's go back. That's why after rook c7, black plays b3, and if a takes b3, then only now bishop f6. If rook h7 check, then king g8, and now if bishop f1, then rook e7. The whole idea of sacrificing the pawn on b3 is to open up this a3 f8 diagonal. And if rook takes e7, then bishop takes e7, rook takes b7. Well, though white's position is more preferable, but this looks very drawish. Let's go back. But instead, after e takes f7 check, black played king f8. Now comes f takes e8 check, king takes e8. Well, if rook takes e8, again this is losing. Rook c1, queen takes a3, rook c7, bishop f6, and knight g5. Now if bishop takes g5, then rook f7 check, and black king is simply getting checkmated. Let's go back. That's why after f takes e8 check, we see king takes e8, rook a d1, bishop f6, bishop c1, rook takes a2, knight g5, queen c2, knight e4, protecting the pawn on f2, bishop e7, and now comes another beautiful move by Mikhail Tal. Can you find his next move? Ready? He just captured on e7. King takes e7, bishop g5 check, king f8, rook d8 check, king g7, rook d7 check, king h8, h4, opening a luft for the king, rook a1 check, king h2, rook d1, offering an exchange of rooks, trying to simplify the position. But now comes knight d6, queen takes f2, knight f7 check, and black is losing his rook on d1, king g7, bishop h6 check, king f6, rook takes d1, b3. Well, if king takes f7, then again rook f1. But again, this b3 move allows white to pin this queen. By the way, if a move like king e7, then again this is losing. White can capture on e5. If queen e2, then rook d7 check, king e6, bishop f4, and again this is winning for white. Let's go back. But instead, after rook takes d1, black played this desperate b3 move, rook f1, queen takes f1, bishop takes f1, e4, controlling this diagonal and threatening to promote the pawn to a queen. But now comes bishop c4, b2, bishop a2, b1 queen, bishop g5 check, king g7, bishop takes b1, and eventually black resigned. Just a fantastic game by Mikhail Tal. Your comments and questions please, and thanks for watching. Good luck.